2020 has been a horrible year. I think everyone can agree on that. Thankfully, it's over now, which means everything bad is just gonna magically vanish. Right? Despite the world literally going up in flames and the economy plummeting,
Has anybody done Eat Out to help out?
I played some pretty stupendous games last year which helped me get through this shitfest. Honestly, I played way too many games. But I mean, there really wasn't much else to do, you know, being locked up indoors and all. Thankfully, a special little game came out just as everything was getting terrible. A wholesome game that a lot of people had been waiting for. That game being Animal Crossing. It helped so many people get through these tough times, giving them some sort of escape from the real world. But I wouldn't know because I haven't played it. Instead, I used the evil within to help me escape. Because what's more comforting than diving feet first into the sadistic mind of a psychopath? This game is honestly something I've been consistently replaying ever since I got it back in 2017. This game is insanely oppressive, and holy shit, it can be insanely challenging at times. Which is why I love it so much. The game was actually my first introduction to the survival horror genre as a whole, and there's just so much I love about it. From the fucked up designs of the bosses and enemies to the atmosphere, and of course I can't forget the bland generic main character Sebastian, who I adore for all the wrong reasons. He's such a twat.
What the fuck?
Speaking of games I can't stop replaying, Dark Souls. Why the fuck did I read it like that? I think it's just become a tradition for me at this point to replay this trilogy every single year. These games mean so much to me, and after playing through all three again, I can safely say after my 7th playthrough, I do not like Dark Souls 2. So many things in this game just infuriate me, and out of the three it's the least memorable. They somehow made the combat feel clunkier than the first game and removed any impact weapons had, giving it this awful floaty feel. They also really embraced the whole hahaha our game is hard gimmick in the second game, because it just feels like they just wanted to kill you and piss you off all the time in the game with all these stupid fucking ambushes. If you do genuinely enjoy the game, then that's completely fine. You shouldn't feel bad about that. My opinion will probably change next year when I replay it, so you know, yeah, I'm kind of weird with Dark Souls 2. I think the original Dark Souls will always be my favorite out of the three. Dark Souls 3 is also great, but it just makes me want Bloodborne on PC, because it takes quite a lot from that game. Speaking of Bloodborne, I replayed that again this year on my trusty old PlayStation 4. Here's some footage. You know, I genuinely love this game so much. I think combining Lovecraftian horror and Victorian shit is just genius. Wanna know what makes Dark Souls 2 look like a masterpiece though? Code Vein. Fuck this game. This game somehow feels floatier and even more artificially difficult than Dark Souls 2. Good job, Bandai Namco. Good fucking job. I don't usually get pissed whilst playing a game, but holy hell, this game makes me so angry. It's the most generic, edgy anime dogshit I've ever laid my eyes on. It even has an AMV intro when you first launch the game, and it's so laughably bad. The game takes itself so seriously with character designs like this. I mean, it's pretty clear why people quote-unquote enjoy this game. It's not for the shitty gameplay, let me tell you. Shout out to my friend Ellis for buying me this game. He's no longer my friend. You know, I've been very negative for most of this video. I mean, it fits the theme of 2020, I guess. But there's one more bad game I want to talk about that I played last year. And it's a remake of a classic game. Rise of the Triad. I knew this game was gonna be shit going in, which is why I bought a 4-pack for £2.99 so I could share the suffering with my friends. Here's some footage of one lucky friend playing it. I think he enjoyed it.
Fuck you, Sam!
He's no longer my friend. This game feels and looks like a god-awful Unity asset flip. It just looks fucking hideous. There's also a reload button and animation for guns that never run out of ammo in their clips. I think that basically sums up the game. The game was worked on by someone named Dave Oshry, who is the leader of a studio named New Blood, who are publishing this. Seriously, how the fuck did he go from this to this? This game is fucking awesome. It's like a retro first-person shooter with the movement of Doom Eternal and the stylish gameplay of Devil May Cry. I mean, the game literally rates you on how you're doing, just like in DMC. You can also deflect bullets off of a coin. It would look stylish as fuck if I could actually hit it. Retro-styled first-person shooters became a trend in 2020, and honestly, I couldn't be happier about it. Another standout one that I actually backed on Kickstarter is Proteus. I don't have much to say about the gameplay other than it's a lot of fun. The gunplay is amazing and the level design is top notch. The game also includes a super in-depth level editor, so if you don't enjoy the game for some reason, just play Doom on it. The game has an insanely unique art style too, which I think looks absolutely amazing. It wasn't the best looking game I played last year though. You ever heard of a little game called Ori and the Will of the Wisps? So stunning. Every frame looks like a piece of artwork you could just hang up on your wall. It's just so gorgeous. Not only is it gorgeous, it was an absolute blast to play from start to finish. This may be my favorite Metroidvania ever made. Yes, I even prefer it over Hollow Knight, even though it literally takes a lot of mechanics from that game. Dude, shut up. This is a sequel done right. The original Ori had really shitty shallow combat, which mainly resulted in you spamming X whilst awkwardly jumping away from enemies. How did they fix this in the sequel? By giving Ori a huge fucking arsenal? This little adorable glowing fella is packing so much heat, and not just in the weapons department. Is Ori a girl or a boy? I don't actually know. Also the soundtrack. The fucking soundtrack. Holy shit, the soundtrack. It's extremely rare for me to buy a soundtrack for a game, but Moon Studios deserves my money. Speaking of companies that deserve your money, Sega. These fellas have been porting a lot of their games to PC since 2017. This year they ported 2 games to PC. Both of them are turn-based JRPGs, which is genuinely my least favourite genre behind RTS games. Which is weird, because why the hell do I adore Yakuza Like a Dragon so much? It's a turn-based JRPG. It is literally set up to be a game I won't enjoy, especially since it's a departure from the usual gameplay of previous Yakuza games, which were beat-em-ups. Well, I mean, it's Yakuza, isn't it? Pretty sure I'd still love it if it was a top-down RTS game. This series is fucking incredible. I don't know any other series that can go from this.
What's it gonna fucking take? Ichiban! That's enough! Shut up!
To this.
I'm gonna level up, be the best that I can be, and I'm not gonna stop questing until I'm a hero.
If anything, the silly moments in Yakuza make the characters feel more human, which makes the dramatic moments hit that much harder. I had only played these 3 Yakuza games before Like a Dragon, which is the 7th game in the series, by the way. Yet, I still didn't feel lost or confused whilst playing. This game feels like a standalone experience that you can easily enjoy without playing the other games in the series. They ditched the old protagonist Kiryu for this new guy, Ichiban, which was an insanely risky move on their part, but holy shit they pulled it off. Ichiban is such a lovable dog, and honestly, I feel like a lot of people playing this game can relate to him compared to Kiryu. Literally, the reasoning behind why the game is turn-based is because that's how Ichiban sees the fights in his mind, due to his love for the series Dragon Quest. It's fucking brilliant. I played this game from start to finish with a huge smile on my face. Sadly, my mouth started to ache around the 20-hour mark, which is why I actually fucking hate this game. It made me too happy. We can't have good things in 2020. What the fuck are you doing, Sega? Oh yeah, I also played Death Stranding. Here's a random cryptic image which sums up how I feel about that game. I'll let you decipher what it means. I played a lot of games last year, but there's always one that stands out above the others. One that truly blows you away and makes every other game look like shit. And that game is... The Amazing Shrinking Giraffe. Paul Bird has done it again. I fucking love this guy in his games. First he comes out with Wild Animal Racing, then he knocks out of the park with Alien Insanity in 2018, then he brings it all back in for Wild Animal Sports Day, but he somehow topped them all with this game. The Amazing Shrinking Giraffe is just proper good, innit? Oh yeah, and I played Cyberpunk. It was alright.